What is up, guys? Delboy here. So Oleksandr Usyk ices Tony Bellew in the 8th round to defend his undisputed cruiserweight titles. I've got to say, I really enjoyed this fight. I picked Oleksandr Usyk to win. I was really certain of him winning this fight, and he won the fight, but what I will say is I felt Tony Bellew, he'd done a lot better than I expected, put it that way. The first 3 rounds I felt Bellew was really good. He was nice and quick on his feet. His hands looked quick. He was reacting well to what Usyk was doing. And overall in the first 3 rounds I felt he was boxing very well. And after 3 rounds he was certainly up in the fight. I felt Bellew was doing a very good job of luring Usyk into counter right hands. That was a shot that was working quite well for Bellew. Maybe that could be a concern for Usyk in further fights, but Bellew's right hand was a shot that was working. Bellew, he was playing the counterpuncher role, and in the first 3 rounds, I felt he was having most of the success. Usyk was kind of following him around. He was missing quite a few shots, especially that right hook. That was quite wild. But he was still cutting the ring off. He was still having some success, but overall, in the first 3 rounds, I felt Bellew was the better fighter. But after the 3rd round, that is when Usyk really started to take control. He started to find his range much better. The jab of Usyk, obviously he's a southpaw, the jab of Usyk was starting to find the target. He was taking advantage of Tony Bellew's low left hand. Bellew wasn't really defending the jab that well. And as the fight went on, that became more and more apparent. Rounds 5, again, Usyk started to find the range, landed a couple of good left hands, again closing the distance much better. Bellew's output was dropping, the amount of quality shots that Bellew was landing was dropping, and Usyk at this point was really clawing his way back into the fight. Round 6, again, Usyk had some very good success, landed some big shots. I think at the end of that round he rocked Tony Bellew, if I remember rightly. And, round 6 onwards, the writing was on the wall. Bellew looked noticeably fatigued, blood coming from the nose, his mouth was open. The jab of Usyk was really starting to mash up Tony Bellew's face. And that, like I say, that was down to the low left hand of Bellew. I'm not sure why the corner didn't really bring that up. I felt that was quite obvious after the 3rd round. The low left hand of Bellew was really to his detriment, but round 7 again, Usyk on top, and round 8 is where the fight ended. Bellew was caught with a couple of shots that kind of stunned him, and he was on the retreat up against the ropes. Usyk lands a really quick jab followed by a sort of looping left hand that connects bang on the chin. Tony Bellew did not see it coming. It was disguised very well with a quick jab. The jab was kind of was like a distraction, and the quick left hand behind it, Bellew didn't really see it coming. Catches Bellew on the chin, drops him hard on the ropes, and that was it. The referee made the right decision. Bellew at that point was starting to get broken up really and beaten down. So I think the referee made a really good stoppage, to be fair. In recent years in the UK we've had some bad stoppages, but I felt that was a really good stoppage. And Usyk defends his undisputed titles, so that's a really good look. How did Usyk perform? I felt he was workmanlike, not his best performance, kind of similar to the Michael Hunter performance. The movement of Bellew kind of gave Usyk a few issues early on, but when Usyk had his timing down, when he had his rhythm, he was really in control. A B+ performance, and yeah, now I suppose he will move up to heavyweight. How does he do at heavyweight? I'm not so sure. I want to see him take on a sort of a fringe contender, or a low level sort of top 10, top 15 guy, like a Dominic Breazeale, a Chisora, a Carlos Takam. They're the type of guys I would like to see Oleksandr Usyk in with next if he moves to heavyweight, just to get used to the weight class, to feel what it's like to operate in the heavyweight division. As I said, I'm not sure how Usyk fares in the heavyweight division. I think his style could give a lot of guys problems, but you know, it's the size thing, isn't it? You know, a lot of guys at heavyweight are going to be much bigger, much heavier than him, and despite him being better technically than a lot of heavyweights, or pretty much every heavyweight, eventually the size of these guys is going to play a factor. So I think Usyk's move to heavyweight will be very, very interesting. But overall, Oleksandr Usyk versus Tony Bellew, it was a really good fight. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a test for Oleksandr Usyk. Tony Bellew did a lot better than I expected, so credit to him. He came to fight, but I felt overall, you know, he was just outmanned, outskilled, out-toughed, and eventually Usyk got him out of there. The undercard wasn't especially great. Dave Allen picked up a win. Anthony Crolla beat Daud Yordan by a unanimous decision. What else happened on the undercard? It was really uneventful. Ricky Burns knocked out Scott Cardle. I kind of went blank then. But yeah, the undercard wasn't too good. But the main event, actually, you know, good fight. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Usyk wins the fight by a 8th round knockout. Share your thoughts below. Peace.